Hello and welcome to the channel Program It Yourself. I am Rohit and today we are going to talk about variables in Python. So variable is a name given to a storage location in memory where a value can be stored and retrieved. The declaration of variable is not required in Python. It is automatically assigned the data type of the value which is stored in it. There are a few rules for naming a variable in Python. A variable can be of any length and it can start with an underscore or it can start with a letter, a small case letter or capital case letter, it does not matter. It cannot start with a digit. It can contain digits though. The punctuation and blanks are not allowed. A variable is also case sensitive and keywords cannot be used as variables. Here are a few keywords which Python has defined meanings for them and hence they cannot be used as variables. The false, none, and true keywords, they start with a capital letter, and the rest, all of them, start with small letters. Ideally recognizes all of these words as keywords, and it also color codes them as orange, so you cannot use them as variables. So let's start the Python ideally and start naming some variables. I can use underscore in a variable, and underscore a equals to 5. If I write underscore a, it will give me the value 5. I cannot start the variable using a digit. So if I write 8a equals to 10, this will give me a syntax error. So if I have to use a number in a variable, I'll use it after a letter or underscore. And then I can go ahead and give it a value and then it'll give the output. I can also have names like employee underscore name equals to Rohit. So this variable is now of string type because string type value has been stored to it. And when I write this variable, the output will be Rohit. If I give an integer value in this same variable, now the data type of this variable has been changed to integer type. So if I write employee name, it will give the output as 3, which was the last value stored in it, and now employee name is of integer type. Now if I give false a value 8, it will give me the output 8. Since false is in small letters, the reserved keyword false is in capital starts with a capital F. So if I write false with a capital F and assign it a numeric value of 4, it will give me a syntax error and it will say that it can't assign to a keyword because it recognizes false as a keyword. And this is also color coded as orange in the Python IDLE, so we can't give it any value. So let's see how Python assigns value to the variable which we declare. So here I have written a equals to 5. So we can see that a is pointing to the memory location where 5 is stored, and now a has been given the data type of integer because 5 is an integer. When I type a equals to a plus 10, a now points to the memory location where 15 is stored, and the memory location of 5 is still there, but nothing is pointing to it right now. It is an orphan memory location currently. Now if I write b equals to a, b also points to the memory location where 15 is stored. So in future, if any variable is assigned the value 5, it may refer to this orphan memory cell. Otherwise, this orphan memory cell is removed after some time by the Python interpreter. So now what if I write b equals to Python? The data type of b variable has now changed from integer to string. As variables do not have a fixed data type, it changes depending upon the value stored in it. So now Python dynamically changes its data type from integer to string. So now a was pointing to 15, but b has now started pointing to the word Python. That's a string. Now to visualize this assignment statement, let's go to the website pythontutor.com. When you open this page, just scroll down and here it's written edit this code. Just click on this. Here in the text box, you can write your own code and click visualize execution. And you can see step by step how your program is being executed. Here I've written the same program I had written in the slides before, and let's see how Python executes this line of code. So let's execute this program step by step. I'll click this forward button for the first statement to run. So now A has the value 5 from my first statement. So the second statement is print the value of A and the ID of A, which is the location of memory cell where A is stored, which is this. When I click forward, the next statement which will be executed is A equals to A plus 10. So now the value of A has changed to 15. Now when I click next, value of A and the ID of A will be printed again. So here you can see the value of A has changed, and so has the address of the value 15. The value 15 is stored at this address while the value 5 was stored at this address. So now A is pointing to this memory location. So A has the value 15. When I click forward, B equals to A has been executed, and the variable B has been given the value 15 because it's pointing to the same memory location which A has been pointing to. When we click the print B ID statement, we can see that the memory location of B is exactly the same as the memory location of A, and so both of them are pointing to the same memory location and both of them have the value 15. Now if we assign the string Python to B, the data type of B has changed from integer to string dynamically, and when we click on print ID of B, it shows us a different memory location where the word Python has been stored. Now when I click forward, C has been assigned the value 5. Now this 5 is the same address to which A was pointing to earlier in the program. This was orphan, but now it's not orphan because C is now pointing to 5, the same memory location. Let's take another example of assignment statement. Here A equals to 8 and B equals to 9. A is pointing towards the memory location of 8 and B is pointing towards the memory location of 9. What if I do A comma B equals to B comma A? They will point to each other's memory location. So A will be pointing towards 9 and B will be pointing towards 8. So let's take a live example to prove this. I'm back in pythontutor.com and I've written my code where A equals to 8 and B equals to 9, and then I have swapped the values A comma B equals to B comma A. I've also printed their IDs before and after swapping the values. So let's click visualize execution to see how it works. So the first step is A equals to 8. A is pointing towards the memory location where 8 is, and B is pointing towards the memory location where 9 is. I've also printed the memory location for A, that is 8, and the memory location where B is pointing, that is 9. This is the memory location. So now I swap the values A comma B equals to B comma A, and here you can see A is now 9 and B is now 8. So printing the value for A, ID assigned to A is now what the ID was for B. The values have been swapped. Similarly, when I print the value for B, the B is now 8 and the ID for B is now which was associated with 8. So taking another example for assignment statement, what if I write the statement A equals to B equals to C equals to 10? Then all of the variables will be pointing towards the memory location which has the value 10. Let's also see this via an example. So back in pythontutor.com, I've written my program A equals to B equals to C equals to 10, and I printed the values of A, B, C and their IDs as well. When I click visualize execution, on clicking forward, I see that the value of A, B, C, all of them are 10. That means that all of them are pointing towards the same memory location. Then when I click forward to print the value of A is 10, the ID is this. For B, the value is 10 and it has the same memory location. And for C, C is also 10 and it is also pointing towards the same memory location. Thank you for watching this video on Python variables. In the next video, we are going to discuss about the operators. If you have any questions regarding this video, you can comment below or email us at programityourselfnow@gmail.com. And please do like this video, share it with your friends, and do subscribe. Thank you.